Return to Fire, Chapter 2. Making out with Katsei on top of a moonlit grave wasn't the way I expected to spend my funeral after party, but it was one of the best after parties I'd ever attended. Quite long, in fact. The ritual only required energy raised, which could be done skillfully in 10 or so minutes. No more was required, yet close to an hour had passed and still found us up there hooking up. Demon stamina, I guess? Finally coming up for air, he buried his face in my neck once more, heart thudding against mine. I didn't think I'd enjoy it that much, he muttered. Oh yeah? Then I froze as he started to nuzzle me again. Katsei! It's okay, he murmured in a voice way too relaxed for a hell demon. It's done. Are you sure? Face still in the crook of my neck, he didn't budge. Positive. My neck tickled as he inhaled lightly, as if smelling me. Admittedly, I wanted to do the same thing to him. Lie there and take in every scent, every sound, every touch from him, and never let go. Midnight cuddling with him, while astounding, had solidified every fear I had regarding him. It would be easy to let myself fall hard for him, since, shucks, I was already halfway there. How does he feel, I wonder? Any chance that he even likes me, just a little bit? We hadn't been matched for our compatibility, more for Tevitt's convenience that we both happened to draw the same number out of his stupid lottery. Remembering the hungry way that Katsei had eyed Chloe's backside at my funeral, I shifted to gaze at his clean-shaven head. Probably more likely that he had just been crazy horny than that he was into me. He was one of the more popular demons in the Hell realm. It didn't just have to do with the fact of his being a successful half incubus, half chaos demon, or being Tevitt's go-to boy. It also had to do with the devastatingly gorgeous eyes the color of maple tree sap, with the tall, lean body that was capable of battling a howler demon 3 times his size, and the smoky, sexy voice that made every female that met him look twice. Nope, there was no way Katsei could be even mildly interested in me. Not when every nymph and sprite that crossed the fiery threshold had set their sights on him. I'd drawn him on a mere technicality. Still, I considered as rationally as my lust-induced thoughts would allow. Maybe he feels a little spark. Can't hurt to ask. Well, that was certainly not the most exciting raising ceremony I've attended. My eyes snapped all the way open with a start, and Katsei lifted his head with a jerk. Tevitt sat on top of the mausoleum, idly swinging his legs, looking as bored as he claimed. Involuntarily, my teeth gnashed. Really, you jerk? My first and probably only time hooking up with Katsei, and you had to ruin the mood? I could have slapped him. Only that would have gotten me at least 100 years in the fiery liquid of River Styxx, no canoe provided. The second thought bouncing around my head was, has he watched Katsei with other girls out here in the raising ceremonies? Stupidly, I had thought that it was Katsei's first time too, but maybe not. And he says that he's seen better. Straightening my clothing the instant Katsei pulled away, I addressed the demon prince. What's next, Tevitt? His red eyes gleamed down at me cockily, and I could feel his eyes roving over my disheveled appearance. With a flick like the last time, Katsei shifted us both to our feet, but I didn't even bow my head in the customary greeting. It never paid to show cowardice to your demon ruler, so if I had to pretend that it didn't bother me to have Tevitt eyeing me up and down, then so be it. Following his gaze upward to the heavy fluorescent green cloud above our heads, my brows rose. Beside me, Katsei whistled. Never seen one that big, he commented. Clearly you raised the energy needed. Tevitt shrugged. Let's go. Wait, I interjected. Do I get some sort of guide or whatever? Of course. Now I wanted Katsei to journey back to the world of the living with me, especially after the past hour. We needed a little more time to explore those feelings between us, a huge fluorescent green cloud's worth. Funny how it was the exact opposite of what I'd felt as I glared at him earlier in the day at my funeral. Tevitt gave what, for him, was a smile. Oh yes, did you really think a screw-up like you would be going alone? The voice came from behind me, and I whirled, jaw already tense. There stood Jeannie, a full-blood chaos demon, 4th level graduate and Katsei's ex-girlfriend. Also the same demon that I both admired and hated with a passion. Of course, she was also gorgeous, and an annoying reminder of Katsei's standards. Strong, exotic demon. And I was weaker, pretty by human standards, baby demon. I sighed. Sweeping her thick mane of waist-length midnight black tresses over one shoulder, Jeannie arched her back luxuriously. Let's get this show on the road already. 'Cause really, I'm already bored with most of the company, she stated, her eyes pointedly focused on me. I clenched my teeth. No one, supernatural creature or not, should have lashes that long and be such a hater. Silently ordering my own lashes to extend at least another 1/4 inch or so. I swung furiously to Tevitt. She's not going anywhere with me. Clearly the demon master could care less. None of my charges leave the realm without supervision. Do not forget who is in charge, Sionne. Jeannie is superior to you and will remain that way in the human world. She will be there to ensure that things go as planned. There's no way that jerk figured out that I've got my own plans, I fumed, starting to get slightly worried. No way, Tevitt. I'll be on your tail like white on rice, she snared. For the 10th time, or maybe just the first, I wondered why she was the one who'd been selected to come with me. The cocky chaos demon had hated me ever since I arrived in hell. I'd never known why, just that she took every chance to make my stay miserable, and the feeling was swiftly becoming mutual. Although, with her following me back to Earth, I might finally find out what her problem was. Whether or not it would be a good experience, I had no clue. Throughout the whole confusion of his ex appearing and my pleading with Tevitt, Katsei had remained silent, just observing with a neutral look. Motioning to him, I tried one more time. Listen, Katsei was the one who suggested me, Jeannie interrupted loudly. Now, why do you think that could be, Maybe he likes my company so much that he wants me along even though he could be spending the time with you. Then, just to prove how much of a witch she really was, Jeannie blew a kiss in Katsei's direction. Unable to help myself, my eyes followed the movement and saw a small smile play upon his lips before disappearing. Her snaring tone made me want to scream because she was probably right. Why would Katsei suggest Jeannie to be my chaperone? Wasn't that his job? It would be easier for him and me to bond if the two of us went topside alone. Unless he wanted Jeannie to kill me before I completed my mission, so that I would be cast out as a reject in the demon world. At that point, Tevitt might free him from his marriage to me. My mind swirled with scenarios and hurt emotions. But before I could finish, Tevitt flung some sort of heavy sand in my face, blinding me. Not only that, but it burned badly, and I let out a piercing shriek. I felt Katsei's arm slide around me, and I turned to him, intending to ask him to stay with me, to not let me travel by myself. as I finally remembered what Tevit had said the journey would be like. The demons didn't have to do the same journey that I did. Being full-born demons, they only had to snap their fingers and they would be topside. In my case, I had to undertake a painful journey through the energy of all the realms and then be resurrected into a human body, which would be excruciatingly uncomfortable. But it was too late for regrets. His arms were no longer around me. My feet left the concrete slab, and I was moving. End of chapter 2.